Now, real quick, special teams.
Big one.
Yeah,
Let's go kicker. Kicker, you go first.
Okay, so it's Austin. Zane right now is our guy, right? The question is, we're going to talk about, do we re-sign Austin? For me, I say keep Zane. I mean, you ride the hot hand. You go with the guy that you've had. I haven't ever since the injury to Austin Seibert. However great he was, we knew there was a limit. He couldn't kick anything really over 45 or 47. I think that was his long. But then after the injury, he really was never the same. So I wonder what, unless they see something, we're, in the future and in training camp and all that stuff. This is the life of a kicker. This. Just as quickly as you can get signed on team, you can get cut, and the next week you can be kicking for somebody else. We're going to talk about that and some of the other stuff we're talking but so for me, I'm kind of like, I'm sorry, but I would move on from Seibert. I'd keep Zane. Maybe if we got a rookie guy we're going to look at in the draft or something, we'll try them out or something. But you ride the hot hand, especially with how wishy-washy we've been on kickers over the last several years. Yeah, I would definitely just keep Zane and stick with who we got right now.
Yeah, I think Zane and Seibert, but mostly Zane, is certainly a possibility, but I'm not sure that we have in-house who our kicker is going to be next year. I think there's a real concern that both Seibert and Gonzalez do not have a very strong leg, not just on field goals, but on kickoffs. They were very pointed in kicking to certain players or certain spots so that our special teams would have to make the tackle because it didn't seem like our kickers could kick it out of the end zone consistently. And, while we love going for it on fourth down, we need someone who can hit a 55-yarder. That is the NFL today. And these two kickers are not that. So I don't know if they are the solution. I will say this about Zane. He had more kicks that were like directly down the middle than I think I can ever remember, especially in Washington. And that became, something I was like, man, these are sometimes he kicks it. It's just no doubters. As soon as it gets in the air, I'm like, we're good. He made it.
Good.
Okay.
Yep.
And that was kind of nice. So that kind of, he grew on me a little bit, but yeah, I'm not so sure that the next year's kicker's on this roster or if we know who he is right now.
Exactly. And look, this is long ways away from me saying one of the highlights of our team in training camp is our kickers 6 kickers later.
Yes.
But yeah, to that point, and in all honesty, like, love what Zane has done. But if we were to have more accomplished a kicker next year or somebody that can come in and is automatic and has a bigger leg, I'm all for that. This isn't as much important to me as the next place we'll go with punter. But for kicker, I'm okay. I look at it this way. From what we've had, I'm just glad we have a stable kicker. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That could kick it right into the uprights. We started off the season with guys that couldn't even kick it and couldn't even get it done. And then we finally get a guy and then he gets hurt, X, Y, and Z. But so, yeah, that's where I stand. Like, if we do go in another direction, you guys have seen it. I'm good. I'll follow what you guys are doing. But right now, I'll stick with this guy. Flipping to the other side, punter,
you take
way, sign him. Give him the max deal. Give him the $300 million contract, whatever he needs. Sign this man immediately. But I honestly, I have to. And this year, obviously, stats-wise, was his lowest. But that's because the offense did so well. That's because we went for it on fourth down so many times, and we're successful when we were. We know how great Tress is and how he's been for us over the years. And I just think having him is a weapon in the special teams. He being able to cough in corner some of these kicks and flip the field position. And then just when I thought he couldn't do anymore, he throws a completion and he has more passing yards than Dak Prescott in the NFC Championship. Let's go.
Yes.
So yeah, no, I definitely I would want re-sign him, bring him back, give him the money he wants, because this has been one of the only few stable spots that we've had on this team over the last 5 years. And I say, let's just keep it there. I think he's worth that. So what do you think?
I'm with you. I am with you. So Tress Way was actually listed as a second alternate to the Pro Bowl this year.
So
I think, so I think he might have had a better season than we kind of realized. You know, there were times when he really wasn't being used at all. I'm with you. Now, I think he's had a chance the last couple of years to get paid. I think he's been making more than $5 million a year. So I'm hoping that Tress is going to say, because I think he's about 35. I'm hoping Tress is going to say, I love it here. We're winning. I want to be part of this team. I'll take less money to stick around because I want him here. It would be painful to not have him on our team. And so I hope he's willing to take less money and say, go get some other guys to help us keep winning. Knock off my contract by $2 or $3 million because I'm just having fun being part of this at this point in his career. You know, that's what I'm really hoping. And maybe he is. He seems to be that kind of type of like loosey-goosey, very laid-back type guy where he may realize, hey, it's $1 million, dude. I'm making $1 million to play a game a game. Like, I'll take it. Especially coming from where he came from as an undrafted free agent. He may be like roster spot. I'll take it. So that is what I hope for. There was something I almost felt to the fact that they kept bringing in right-footed kickers during the week, but that may have only been just to prepare our punt returners from getting a kick from the other guy. Just kind of wondering what they were doing, why they keep doing that. But I'm with you. I want Tress Way back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and shoot, if he can have the year that he had this year where he's sitting down resting for most of the game, then he'll make a cool $2 million just to sit on the bench and watch J5. And I think I know it's a small thing to some of us, but the whole number thing where Tress has been our guy, and then he recognized this is the future. Give him my number and moved on. That a lot of people have an issue with that. You've seen guys in the past where it's like, all right, pay me $1 million and then I'll switch the numbers with you or something like that.
Yes.
To have Tress do that, he gets it. This is bigger than me. We fought through the dark days when I was used more, and we had stats. His stats were better than the quarterbacks, but now it's the time. This is the upswing. Now we're going back, and I think he's locked in. I mean, hopefully he is. Hopefully they can work out a nice little contract with him. But yes, this to me is as big as keeping a Jayden Daniels. You have to keep this guy because, yes, listen. You know who I am about complimentary football. Yes, complimentary football. If you don't have this where we change the field position, that's huge, man.
You just said that Tress Way is as important as Jayden Daniels, Sean.
And I will stand behind that too. Mark my words. Tress has been our MVP for how many years? 4. Jayden has been our MVP for 1.
That's a problem when your tight end is your MVP.
My punter is my guy. Okay.
He is. I love Tress Way.
That is the dude. But we'll see.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's go. The Washington Commanders. There it is.